In 2011, a lot of Nigerians voted for President Goodluck Jonathan, not minding where he was from.
No.
Just a moment.
I wouldn't wait for a moment. In 2011,
Yes.
the pattern of voting
Yes.
that existed in 2015 was exactly the same thing, with the exception of the tilting of votes in the Southwest.
The Southwest?
Yes.
What about the North Central?
I am saying the North Central, there is nothing so fundamental. I'm saying that it was virtually the same thing in the presidential election. We are not talking of the governorship. And I'm telling you, if the governorship elections had taken place before the presidential, it wouldn't have been the same thing.
No,
But in the North Central,
Yes.
it was virtually the same thing in the presidential elections.
You mean
That
that
in the
a lot of
presidential
people would
elections,
a lot of
when you
people
talk
would
of North
disagree with
Central,
you.
maybe excluding Plateau and Benue, all others, it was virtually the same thing that's happened this time around.
In the North Central, Kwara
Well,
voted for President Goodluck Jonathan.
We are
This time around, they didn't. I'm simply trying to say that, you know, regardless of where he was from, majority of Nigerians chose him as their president.
No.
Isn't that right?
You see what, I agree with you, but what I'm trying to explain to you, the difference between 2011 and 2015, you have to get that one right, isn't it? Because if you look at the major aspect, if it were just the issue of the North Central, it wouldn't have been. You see it? But we are looking at the reality. And you see, I have avoided talking about apportioning blames and this and that. And in my view, as it has happened, is to find a way how we will support the incoming president to the best of our ability. In my view, whoever becomes president, he is now the president of Nigeria, and all Nigerians should give that person their maximum support. I will give my maximum support, but I will ensure we remain and build our party at the highest level possible to take over. But to think of talking and making it look as if, look, this thing shouldn't be this, shouldn't be this. I don't even want to talk about it.
Do you think that
now I believe that what the media, I repeat, what the media should concentrate in doing is to do everything practically possible to support the APC government to succeed. If we look at their level of success, we will aspire to exceed and overtake them. When we come to power, that is where the Nigerian people are going to benefit. So instead of castigating and criticizing and condemning, I don't think it's the right path. And so I believe that the media should concentrate in acknowledging what the PDP has done, has brought in democracy, and now support Buhari to succeed.
A lot of people
Give
will
him
say,
every single anything,
Dr. Dogo,
anything you can do to make him succeed. Please do.
Just a moment. A lot of people will say that if you know where your problem lies, then you can begin to find solutions.
That is exactly what we have said.
Exactly.
We have known where our problem lies, and we are going to rebuild the PDP
and a lot of people
and take over.
Are interested in where exactly your problem lay.
I'm not going to stand here to be describing and telling you where my problem lies. You see? And so as to make the worst, oh, look, this is the problem of the PDP. I will not do that. If I go to our internal meetings, we discuss it, we have written it, we have explained it, and that is what I will
sometimes
do.
Allow
Allow
bring in our question and observation. This issue we're talking about now, if you look at it critically, when we went into looking at the difference between 2011 and 2015 elections, I want you to wear your cap of political scientist now. Let us look at it objectively. Looking at how it played out in 2011 and see some of the issues of 2015, some founding members of the PDP were aggrieved to the extent that they formed the NPDP, the new PDP, ultimately leaving the party and joining forces with the APC. Then secondly, we had this unanimous declaration from so many PDP members, from the National Working Committee, to the extent that it was President Goodluck Jonathan that was the sole candidate of the party. Recall that even some people who picked the forms then were denied entry into the primary. So it would seem as if there wasn't any fantastic or real primaries for the PDP. Don't you think, if you look at all of this, the problems with, a moment, I just want to round off with this. Looking at the problems and issues from some of the founder members of the PDP who left your party and what happened during the primaries and campaign period, weren't those the main reasons your party lost this particular election?
That is, I have said earlier that we have been trying to see that we come up a true democracy. Tell me how many people contested with Obama when he was coming back on the second time. Tell me how many people...
Was it deliberate that you wanted
No, listen. And a normal, mature democracy, a sitting president, unless he has committed some criminal things, you don't talk of changing him. You see, it's a normal thing. It's a foregone conclusion. You know, if the party, how many people are now contesting, look, we want to take over as Prime Minister of Britain since the Conservatives have won. That is the normal thing. Do you see it? And that is why I said we are evolving a political system whereby people will know the truth and stand by that truth, and not to just look at it in some of those sectional, religious, tribal, ethnic aspects. Do you see it? We have to be in a situation whereby we will say, look, you are a Nigerian and you are judged by your character, the contents and context of your character, as Martin Luther King would say, and not because of your religion or your ethnic background. We should be able to say that, look, you are from Edo, you can be the president of Nigeria. You are from Damaturu, you can be the president of Nigeria. You are from Sokoto, you can be the president of Nigeria. You are from Boni, you can be the president of Nigeria. You are from Kwai, you can be the president of Nigeria. That is what we want to be. Because your character in everything has qualified you to lead the people of this country.
Okay, we're almost out of time, but two quick questions. Number one, you said something earlier about your party, since the inception of democracy in Nigeria, is shown an example of what true democracy is about. And then you talked about the educational sector where they built 18 universities.
No, that's not the reason why it is. I answered that in terms of performance. And therefore I said, look, it has been said several times, but building democracy, that is allowing anybody and any other parties, do you see, to evolve. And that is why I said that for every 20 people in APC, 19 and a half are from PDP. So you can say Team B of PDP is in government. So support them. So this is, yeah. And it is like that. That is why I said...
We're out of time, so we really have to be real quick. So your party right now is the one that has given other parties the opportunities to evolve.
Absolutely.
And no other political party has done that in Nigeria?
No, none.
None? Okay. You said something about 18 universities that established by the PDP. Please, where are they and are they functional?
I'm surprised to hear that from you, because you will have known that all the states that did not have federal universities had federal universities. You will have known that just yesterday they approved 5 new universities for Nigeria.
Dr. Dogo, we're talking about
quality. Do you want me to be telling you what you are supposed to be telling me?
Dr. Dogo, what about the area of quality? Is it just to build the universities? Content?
Some of those universities that you people send your children to that are called private universities, that are simply one small building in the bush. I passed in Oshun and I saw several universities. You have 2 buildings and they call it a university. Those ones are better than the federal universities established. And if the federal universities are established, no. If the federal universities, they are established so that they can function, but they don't say they should be like that.
Who gave them approval?
That is what I'm saying. You can get a license and you expect that you should develop it. And so that is why the government is doing so.
You will give a license to an individual who is not prepared?
Yes.
Dr. Dogo, you give a license to someone who is not prepared?
No, you're not understanding it. You go to the Corporate Affairs Commission, you go with an established company. You get the name and you do it. That is what the government is doing. So you are now supposed to do so. So if the government starts the universities, you expect the universities should become world-class overnight? It is left for you and I and everybody involved to develop it and make it what it should be.
Thank you. We're out of time. Let's do this in 10 seconds. How soon do you think the PDP can bounce back?
It has already bounced back. It's not an issue of how soon.
Dr. Isuwa Dogo, many thanks for coming on Sunrise. Only a member of the People's Democratic Party and a political scientist.